part cartoonist and part Picasso, Brooklyn-born artist James Rizzi's playful images used a style he called urban primitive. He filled three-dimensional pop art with brilliant color, life, and personality. Houses and buildings appear quite often in his works, usually with human-like faces and gestures that give them movement. In today's demo, I'm going to make Rizzi-style bendable paper sculptures that can be positioned playfully as if they're dancing. I'll start by making a frame with aluminum sculpture wire. Now, if you're working with younger ages that might not be able to manipulate this, stay tuned. At the end of this video, I will show you some options for adapting this. On a piece of newsprint, I have drawn a 12 by 5 inch rectangle. I'll use this as a guide to make 4 wire rectangles. I'll close the first by wrapping the ends together like this, but I'll leave the other 3 open. Here's one I've already made. I'll join these 2 rectangles together on the long side, once again by wrapping the wire around like this. Once I've wrapped the side, I'll close the ends by wrapping them together like this. When I have 4 rectangles joined, I'll bend them up into a box shape and then close it by wrapping the last wires. Now I have a box frame. I've cut a piece of 18 by 24 inch construction paper into fourths, so each piece is about 6 inches wide. I'll center the wire box on top of one piece. On the short sides, which will be the top and the bottom, I make 2 snips up to the wire. Then fold it over and secure it with a piece of tape or some glue. On the long side, cut off the excess and then make several small snips down the side up to the wire again. Bend those over, and this time I'm going to secure it in place with some glue. Once I've glued all of these flaps, I'll repeat it on the other side. This example has 2 sides glued together, and this is what the wire box will look like when it's covered on all 4 sides. Once the glue is dry, spritz the inside and the outside lightly with some water. The paper will shrink slightly and provide a tighter fit. Now I can use bright fluorescent tempera paints and markers to give the house plenty of personality Rizzi style. You'll want to create faces and features that seem human, but don't forget to make windows and doors so we know it's a house. Lastly, bend the wires to give the house movement and make it dance. Now, I promised to show some options for adapting. This is a paper party bag. Chenille stems can be used to make a frame as I did before, but one that's much easier to manipulate. Slide the chenille box into the bag and tape it in place. For an even simpler project, glue the stems to the seams of the bag without forming a box. For more information about this fun and fantastic artist, visit jamesrizzi.com. For more information about how to create a cityscape of dancing houses, visit dickblick.com and download a free PDF.